Look at that number. Still growing. Today, we aren't talking about a budget deficit. We are talking about a state default. This briefing is declassified for the PAC 295, the coalition of school boards refusing to accept the blame for a mathematical impossibility. We are here to prove that local mismanagement is a fiction used to mask a systemic constitutional withdrawal. So the state likes to tell the public that districts are failing due to a lack of oversight. However, the state's own auditor, the SAO, is our best witness. They are the legal authority on mismanagement. The SAO repeatedly issues perfect audits to districts right before they hit the red zone. Good management cannot outrun bad math. Look at Battleground. A 14-year perfect streak. Zero fraud. Zero waste. Yet, we have a $20 million structural gap. Marysville and Yelm have similarly clean records, but are being pushed into the red zone. This isn't a bookkeeping error. It's a funding failure. Prescott was weaponized because of staff turnovers. The state's model only funds a fraction of a business manager's salary for small districts. They make the rules so complex that you can't afford to hire the people to follow them. Then they call the resulting errors incompetence. Following the McCleary mandate, education was 51.6% of the state's general fund. But in the 2026 budget, it dropped to 42.2%. That 10% drop is a $7 billion biennial shift away from our kids. This is where the missing money went. The state uses Report 1191, a prototypical fiction of what a school should cost. But we live in Form F-196, the forensic reality. When the state allocates ghost salary and we have to pay market rates for a real teacher, the state labels that unavoidable gap mismanagement. So in exactly 36 months, the $475,000 annual gap in Prescott created a $1.5 million debt. This wasn't spending. It was the cost of mandated salaries and utilities that the state simply didn't pay. It is structural suffocation, not an error. In early 2026, the state held Prescott hostage. They filed a petition to dissolve the district. They only rescinded it after the community was forced to pass a double levy and liquidate a historic teacher's cottage. The state didn't rescue them. They extorted them. And then there's SB 6065. It's a targeted lifeline that allows districts to drain their transportation vehicle fund to pay for basic education. We are being told to spend our safe bus money to keep the lights on. This is a terminal sign of slow motion dissolution. The 2007 Vader dissolution proves that the saving money is a lie. Castle Rock became the state's unpaid contractor, losing $7.6 million in structural debt, covering the Vader zone. Dissolution doesn't save the problem, it just spreads the infection to the neighbors. The state provides $0 for Object 9, capital outlay. They wait for buildings to become condemned, and then they use that condemnation as legal justification to dissolve the district. And then there's ESSB 6260, which artificially extended bus life from 13 to 15 years. They saved $21.1 million by magically declaring old buses immortal. This shifts the risk of catastrophic maintenance directly onto us. The state is bleeding $57.87 per second through the prototypical gap, while we are shamed for fulfilling our paramount duty. The Department of Revenue missed the April 1st emergency deadline for the HB 2444 tax credit. They ignore the law. We shouldn't be the only ones following it. We must stop accepting the mismanagement label. Every board must run the V37 audit. Compare your report 1191 to your form F196. Unite the pack. We stand on our paramount duty to ensure no district ever hits the Vader Point again. In 2007, we went from 296 districts to 295. Last week, we almost went to 294. Marysville, Yelm, and Mabton are the pre-Vader vanguard. Stop accepting the label. You're not mismanaging. The state is defaulting on its constitutional oath. We need to unite the pack. Lead McCleary attorney Thomas Ahern has seen the data. The courts know. Now the boards must act. The QR code at the bottom of the screen doesn't work, so I will include a link in the description to this video for the F196 audit tool. Also, please go to the PAC 295 website, 295.net. Again, the forensic audit is right here on button number 1. Button number 2 is the Paramount Duty Preservation Act. Download that, take it to your board, start talking about taking a stand with the other districts that are talking about taking a stand. And please, while you're here, join the pack of 295. I'll see you in the pack.